Hello. Good afternoon. It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. How are you guys? It's been a busy day. Busy. So many stories to share with you on the channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. If you have not yet, I would love you to subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button below and ring the bell for notifications so you know when I go live. Typically go live 3 to 4 times a day, sometimes more if I'm feeling frisky. Welcome back to my channel if you are a subscriber and if you are a member. I see you in chat. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. So I feel like it's been a minute since we talked about Amber and Andrew because, you know, it was only a few weeks ago that Andrew filed a motion in court basically stating that everything was going totally fine with their visitation. And he said that everything was totally normal. Their visitation was great. They were co-parenting amazingly. Nothing was wrong. Oh boy, that changed quickly. So as soon as a judge continued that case and basically said, oh, yep, we're not even going to hear that because it was related to Amber filing for contempt of court for with what she says withholding parenting time from her in early October. Well, now she's like back at it. So she really wants to get these parenting contempt of court charges, contempt of court cases moving right along, I guess. So according to Marion County Court, where they're located, she did file 2 motions yesterday in court related to what she says is Andrew interfering with parenting time. The Blast was actually the first to report the news earlier today, and TMZ was able to actually get a hold of a copy of the motion. I was not able to get a copy of the motion, so I'll just tell you what they found. According to TMZ, Amber is saying that she had missed out on some holiday time with James and that her son also had suffered a bite from a dog that Andrew withheld information about. So she says that they have this custody agreement in place that, you know, she was supposed to have parenting time on Christmas. Well, she says that he fled the state and didn't tell her. And now she said she missed out on that time with James on Christmas. She also said in there that Andrew had let her know on Christmas Day that James had been nipped by a family dog and had to go to the ER. She claims that Andrew then waited 3 days after to send her a photo of the injury and never shared info about James' initial ER visit. In the documents, she says the photo that she received from Andrew showed that he had a black eye and a bandaged nose, which she says is more than just a nip. Okay, next, she claims that Andrew is breaking their custody agreement because he posted a photo on his Instagram a few days ago, and that is a violation of their agreement. Now, if you remember, on New Year's Day, some interesting things started popping up. Actually, late New Year's Eve, some things started popping up on Andrew's Instagram. And they were stating, like, we have your, we're moving to YouTube, we're not going to be on MTV, and then some stuff about, like, information being leaked about social security numbers and stuff from people at MTV. It was really bizarre. And then it was also posted a photo of James, which immediately people were like, whoa, that's totally against your custody agreement. Like, why would you post that photo? Andrew then quickly deleted everything within a day and said that his phone had been taken and someone had liberties with his phone putting that information out and that he had not done it. Interesting. Well, now she's using that against him and saying that he was in a violation of doing that. And I don't know whether it's someone hacked him or someone did it and it's still on his Instagram. That for sure could get him in trouble. I mean, I guess he would have to prove to a court that somebody else posted it and it wasn't him. I'm not sure how that would work. these contempt of court hearings are really tricky because they file it, and then usually by the time they actually get to it, everything's better with the people or with the parents, and so therefore the judge doesn't do anything with it. So that's what happened in the first case. Now in this case, there seems to be more issues that she has going on. So she's asking that he be held in contempt of court for violating the custody agreement. She's also demanding more parenting time so that because she's made up, so she can make up for what was lost over Christmas. And she wants Andrew to cover all of her legal expenses. So there's a couple things I would love to know. Now, Andrew's attorney, when TMZ reached out, had no comment. When I reached out to sources connected to Andrew, they did not provide me they did not respond to me by the time that I went live. So at this point, we don't have Andrew's side of the story. And because it's a closed custody case, it's odd that these documents are getting out. Like, why do these keep getting leaked? These motions are actually not available online. You would have to actually call the court to receive them. And it's a custody case, so the documents are technically supposed to be sealed. So are they getting these from the court, or is someone from Amber's end providing them to these outlets? I'm very confused about that aspect. And either way, why would you want this out in the media? I have so many questions there, but I'll never get the answers because it's Amber Portwood. If what she's saying is true, I mean, that sucks. I really would hope that he didn't flee the state without her telling him, or without him telling her. And I would also hope that if he did have an injury to his nose and had been bitten, he would have been forthcoming with her. Although there's a problem here is because they have this stipulation where they cannot communicate with each other. And so the only communication that they can do is actually through a parenting app, which is the Family Wizard in the state of Indiana. So that would actually make communication in relation to any sort of visits or hospitalizations difficult. However, as a parent, Amber could call the ER and request documentation or information about the visit. That's well within her rights as a parent of James. So even if he didn't provide it, she could have gotten it on her own. I think it would be hard for him to send that information. Otherwise, I would hope they have some sort of thing set up here where information about medical situations can be shared easily. I feel like some of the stuff that she's doing here, she did in the past with Gary. I feel like she was always accusing Gary of withholding Leah from him. And then she was always consistently behind in child support, and so then things would never go anywhere. So it's hard to know where what's true versus real. Was it just a nip? Did he leave? Was it actually set up? Maybe he has proof that it was set up. It seems like a really big leap to say that he would just literally disregard it. And I hope he wouldn't do that and disregard a custody agreement. That would be pretty crappy. But it's weird because only a few weeks ago, on December 16th or something, he files a motion and says that everything is fine with them. So how does everything go from fine to now bad again? Is it a response that the judge got rid of the other contempt and Amber just wants another reason to bother the court? Or did this really happen? And I feel like with the two of them, you really are not going to ever get Denise Hartle in chat says, I don't put it past Amber for selling her documents for press and money. Love you, Katie. Thanks for the live stream. Yeah, and that's another thing. Would she have provided these documents to the press in order to help her media? She's taken a beating, right, in the media since the arrest and with all of that audio coming out. Would she have provided this either for sale or just as here under the table, don't say how you got it kind of thing, in order to help improve her image and damage Andrew? I've said all along that I feel like she couldn't get back at him. She can't speak to him directly. So I was concerned from the get-go, is she going to use the court system to try to punish him and then use the media to repair her image while damaging his? You never know in these situations. Her accusations could absolutely be true, or she could be doing what Denise said, or it could be somewhere in the middle. And with Amber's history of not always being truthful, it's always hard to know. And Andrew has 100% custody of him, so all of this is very confusing to me. We'll see what happens with the court order moving forward. Again, I will let you know if I hear back from anyone in related to Andrew's camp to see if they have any statements on this. Although theoretically they should not be talking about this publicly because of their agreement on custody. So, tell me what your thoughts are. Do you think that Andrew did these things? I have a hard time believing he would do this, but those posts did also go up on his Instagram, and that could get him in trouble unless he can prove that he didn't put them up there, because they were on his Instagram. But the dog bite part I'm confused about, and as well as just like leaving the state without approval, because that just doesn't even make sense to me. So let me know what your thoughts are. Teen Mom OG is coming back soon, I think. The trailer was out, and they were alluding to Amber's arrest. There is expectation. There's been a lot of filming done with Amber and Gary, but Andrew, according to my source, has only filmed that one time and will only be shown in one episode on the season. So Andrew will not be a part of the show, nor will James. James won't be on it at all, and Andrew will only be featured in one episode. So that's what I've got for now. Let me know what your thoughts are by commenting below. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or want me to cover any content, let me know. I am available on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, which are also listed in my descriptions. And make sure you hit the like button before we go out and subscribe again if you haven't. All right, you guys, I'll be back later with more. Bye.